In the collective imagination, crocodiles are certainly the most terrifying animals we can think of. Their gigantic jaws, their scaly skin impervious to any aggression and their belligerent attitude always ready to surprise us, make these animals incredible terrors on legs. And what if I told you that some of them can reach phenomenal sizes and overtake school buses? Brr. Discover today Brutus the Australian terror, Gustav the Nile murderer, or Lalong the terrible slayer of the Philippines, among others, in the biggest crocodiles of the planet. Hang on, it starts right away, and as always, if you like this video, don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive all the notifications and never cross one of these terrifying crocodiles. Let's start with a particularly fearsome species. Between you and me, it is certainly the most dangerous of all. It is the marine crocodile. This species of semi-aquatic reptiles comes to us straight from Southeast Asia and Oceania. Because of their talent of outstanding swimmers, these crocodiles manage to cover incredible distances. Moreover, it is not rare to find them in the open sea, in lakes, swamps, brackish water, or even rivers. And it is not only the distances they travel that are incredible, marine crocodiles can also reach phenomenal sizes. The title of the largest marine crocodile has long been attributed to Lalong, a beautiful beast of 6.17 meters that was found in the Philippines and was captured in 2011 near Bunawan, on the southern island of Mindanao. You don't need to be good at math to imagine the magnitude of its measurements, which are exceptional to say the least. Lalong has since been recognized as the largest specimen of marine crocodile ever found in the region. It far surpassed its rival, an Australian marine crocodile that measured a mere 5.48 meters in length. Captured when he was already about 50 years old, Lalong was placed in an ecotourism park to attract tourists, and it was planned that he would live there for the rest of his life. But unfortunately for Lalong, he never managed to adapt to his new life in captivity. The reptile ended up succumbing to muscle atrophy only 1 year after his capture. Its body was particularly damaged by repeated rubbing against the walls of the tank, which was too small for the animal. Moreover, the park's managers never gave him enough to drink, which only worsened his condition. To pay tribute to him, a life-size replica of Lalong was made and presented at the Natural History Museum of the Philippines. Yes, it's better than nothing, but we would have preferred the real thing. Playing golf is a sport of pleasure. But well, we said beforehand, because there are times when this sport can give you real sweat and cold. And for that, you have to be in the United States, and more precisely in Florida, a place known to shelter the biggest crocodiles of the world. Charles Helms, a golf player, was in the middle of an 18-hole course with a friend, on the Palmetto course, when suddenly, the two men saw a huge alligator of 4.5 meters pass in front of their amazed eyes. Of course, it didn't take them long to grab their phones and immortalize the scene, despite the paralyzing fear they felt. And what they thought was a hoax at first turned out to be totally true. Interviewed by the ABC Action News Channel, the golf player said that he remained glued to the beast. He had also confided that the animal, which was lying on the lawn, had then risen to take the direction of the lake. It was apparently too hot for him on the green. Although it seems incredible, this scene is not the first one that the club's occupants have witnessed. According to Buffalo Creek Golf Course employees, this crocodile was actually part of the scenery, if you can call it that. The animal was actually a resident of the area. According to the testimonies, it did not disturb and no one heard it. He ended up becoming a mascot of Buffalo Creek. Just don't forget to post a sign saying, "Beware of crocodile on the loose." Yes, just to warn people anyway. Have you ever heard of Cassius? No, we're not talking about the famous boxing champion, though. The Cassius we're talking about here is actually one of the biggest crocodiles that the earth has ever sheltered. This marine crocodile was recognized in 2011 by the Guinness Book of Records as the largest crocodile in the world in captivity. Since then, it has been surpassed by Lalong, that you already know, but that doesn't take away from its terrifying allure. This male, captured in 1984 and since then resident of the Zoo Marineland Crocodile Park in Queensland, Australia, is about 5.5 meters long, and he weighs almost 1.5 tons, well 1,300 kilograms to be exact. According to the people who take care of him, Cassius would be more than 112 years old, while the average life expectancy for crocodiles of his species is 90 years. Cassius may not be the biggest, but he is certainly the oldest of all crocodiles. The Doyen, reputed to be a great warrior, has kept many after effects of his long years of fighting and hunting in the wild. As a result, he is missing a part of his snout, a left leg half torn off, and a part of his tail. Cassius was also known to attack the big boats that lined the waters of the river where he lived. In other words, nothing intimidated him. Now you understand the connection with the boxer Cassius Clay? Today the animal still lives in the Marineland Zoo, near the Great Barrier Reef. And don't worry about him, he lives happily. In India, in the state of Odisha, it is said that a 45-year-old man lost his life after being attacked by a marine crocodile while bathing in a river near the Bhitarkanika National Park. The man was snatched by the fearsome beast in no time. This was the sixth fatal attack of the year in the region. The villagers tried to save the victim, but it was already too late. The marine crocodile is known to be the largest species of crocodile, and the largest reptile in the world. Its bite is so powerful that it is even compared to a car compactor. So the man had no chance to escape. After all, this story is not surprising since the surroundings of Bhitarkanika National Park are infested with reptiles. The park is even known to be home to more than 1,700 reptiles, including molar pythons, king cobras and crocodiles of gigantic size. Some of these have outgrown the park areas, and are reaching the nearby rivers, streams and other water bodies for breeding purposes. The Brahmani River is the only source of water in the area of the village, so it is very exploited by the inhabitants, who although warned, always venture into its waters. For a change, we move on to another species of crocodile, but just as fearsome as the marine crocodiles. It is about the Nile crocodiles. Beautiful beasts that can measure between 4 and 6 meters and whose bite can reach a power of 22,000 newtons, that is to say a little more than 2 tons of pressure. So if you come across one day, pray that it does not have an empty stomach. Thus, there is a monstrous specimen known as Gustav in the Lake Tanganyika region of Burundi. This one would be more than 60 years old and measured nearly 7 meters at the time he was spotted. Let's hope that he has not gained in size since then. In any case, if you have to fear it, it is not only because of its exceptional size, but it is especially because of its unfortunate reputation of man-eater. Although his name may sound like an innocent kitten, his mouth says the opposite. Gustav loves human flesh, which makes him the deadliest crocodile in Africa. To date, there have been nearly 300 victims in the Rusizi River and its surroundings alone. He also killed and tore apart an adult hippopotamus. Gustav is the bête noire of all the inhabitants of the Rumonge and Manego regions. The latter even tried to shoot him with guns, but without success. The animal is tough. The fights between animals of different species are very frequent in nature. They are even fascinating for those who attend and make the pleasure of internet users in search of impressive images. Look for example at this incredible fight between this marine crocodile and this bulldog shark. It happened in Australia, in the Adelaide River, a river full of crocodiles. Moreover, these are the ones that attract everyday thousands of tourists thirsty for thrills. The star of the day is called Brutus, an old reptile of 5 meters long. A big mouth with half of its teeth, a front leg missing, but a monster courage. Brutus had lost his paw and his teeth by dint of attacking prey, and fighting against animals sometimes bigger than him. 80 years old, that's a long way to go. This marine crocodile recently offered a terrifying spectacle to the tourists, who were on board the pleasure boat that was able to capture the scene on video. He had encountered that day the path of a bulldog shark of 1.50 meters that had apparently been lost in the waters of the river. Brutus grabbed the shark, shook it and then headed for the mangroves to prevent it from escaping. But, despite an extremely powerful bite, the crocodile was unable to subdue its prey, certainly because of its missing limbs, which immediately fled. When Brutus was still young, he was able to catch and swallow whole buffaloes, primates, varans and prey twice his size. But well, time finally got the better of him. We understand better now the toothless mouth. The Panama Canal, near Colon, is a place infested with fearsome crocodiles. In December 2014, a huge specimen was captured at the northern end of the canal, specifically in the Cuarto Altos area towards Lake Gatun. Testimonies tell that the beast was more than 3 meters. It took several people to move the one that will be named Juancho, or Little John in English. Cute but not very appropriate for a monster of this size. Even if no source specifies the exact size of the animal, the photo that immortalized the event is proof of its length. Look, nearly 15 people are lined up in front of the giant crocodile. We let you do the math. Moreover, no need to make a great effort to guess the titanic dimensions of the animal. Just compare with the cars and the truck in the background. The craziest part of the story is that the locals say that they have never seen anything like this before. However, they had witnessed the capture of a small caiman in the nearby river, which they thought was already very big. We let you imagine their reaction to the sight of this giant beast. It is said that the crocodile was eventually released, so beware if you walk in the area. So, what do you think about these 7 incredible giant crocodiles? Which one impressed you the most? Tell us in the comments. See you soon for a next video.